Before we begin, if you haven't watched the previous episodes, I'm Lubo, the director of the Kaiser. We are producing an independent short film focusing on the debut of Formula One legend Michael Schumacher. And just like the episodes before this one, this isn't your typical fast-paced YouTube content. It's more like a face-to-face conversation, a personal story narrated to give you an honest look inside the creation of this project. And in this episode, we'll be telling the story of how we cast the actor portraying the 7-time world champion. After building the foundation and shaping the vision with Vesko, our DP, our next step was finding the right person to become Michael Schumacher. Not only because we needed the right person for the role, but also because we needed a face for the film, for sponsors, presentations, and for bringing the Kaiser to life even before cameras even rolled. But the sponsor story, that's for another episode. So, the casting began. I reached out to several casting agents describing exactly what we needed, and they sent over a few candidates. But no one even came close. No one looked like him. No one had the energy, just no one felt like Schumacher. Weeks passed, then months, and then, by pure chance, I ran into one of the casting agents on another shoot, and out of nowhere, a name popped into my mind: Jivko. So I asked her, "Do you know Jivko?" She said, "Yes," and contact him immediately. I sent him a half-page script and asked for a few photos. A week went by and nothing. Then one day, I got a message. It was Jivko Sirakov. He sent the photos, he sent the tape, and I remember thinking, he looks like him, he sounds like him. There's something here. Before I continue, I want to let Jivko share his side of the story, what he felt when he got the call, and how he prepared for the self-tape he sent me.
So, I shaved my morning beard, went to the barber, bought a retro racing shirt from a thrift shop, picked up a cheap Chinese ring light and a lav mic. And for the first time in months, I felt alive again. I missed this world. I missed the lines, the pressure, the transformation, the madness. The emptiness was gone. I filmed the self-tape. 3 hours straight. Around 50 takes, German accent, no accent, higher voice, lower voice, cold, furious. Wherever you can think of, I did it. I sent 4 versions. Then I sat down, a little cigarette like every Balkan gentleman, and something in my gut whispered, "You got it. You're playing Schumacher." I don't know why, I just felt it. And exactly 1 hour later, Lubo called.
So we jumped on a call, and a few days later, we met in person, at a bar. Vesko, our cinematographer, was with me that day. Before I even saw him, Vesko spotted someone standing outside of the entrance. He looked at me and said quietly, "Lubo, I think that's him." A moment later, they both walked inside. And the second I saw him, me and Vesko shared a look. That silent look that filmmakers give each other when something just clicks. Right then and there, we both knew. This is the person we want in the driver's seat. This is our Michael Schumacher. I'm actually sitting at the exact same bar right now, waiting for him to join me so he can tell that story from his perspective too.
A little before the casting call, my life was beautifully falling apart. I had just been fired from the satirical theater in Sofia. And here's the comedy. I was on fire for bad acting. I was fired from a satirical theater for being too honest and funny. For the very thing that makes satire, satire. Oh, the irony. The truth is, the place was draining my soul. As an actor, I felt stuck, flat, unseen. And because I have the personality of a faulty fire alarm, I point out every problem in the building. Apparently, they only like honesty and humor on the posters outside, not backstage. It wasn't my first conflict with self-declared geniuses who think a rehearsal room is their private dictatorship. And although my film roles were improving, nothing felt like a real chance. I was always the almost guy. Small roles, fast scenes, faces that appear and vanish. And slowly I started thinking, maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I just don't fit the Bulgarian casting family tree. Or maybe my personality is too much for the system and I suck. So I made a decision. Quit acting for good. Focus on the only thing that actually pays the bills. In my case, music and guitar teaching. I was exhausted. Exhausted from the depression, the guilt, the humiliation that follows every struggling actor who dares to dream too much. 10 years felt like enough. Maybe even too much. And then, just as I was finally climbing out of the pit of despair, my phone buzzed. A casting agent I knew wrote, "Send pictures." Instant punch to the stomach, acting again, creeping back into my life like an ex you can't stop seeing. The truth, somewhere deep inside, I wanted a chance. I had been waiting for one. But I didn't allow myself to believe in it anymore. Because every time I hoped, I ended up in the same pit, same depression, same disappointment. And I was terrified that this would be another trapdoor back into hell. So I signed, took 2 random selfies, sent them, and closed the topic. I was ready for another 2-line role: bartender, drug dealer, cop number 3, a bush, or an emotionally complex chair. I knew that the major roles were already occupied, and I would fight for the leftovers with the other guys. But the next morning she called. There's a guy making a film about Michael Schumacher. I was like, what? Who are these people? Why Bulgaria? Did Germany run out of German actors? What kind of production is this? I wasn't a Formula One fan, but I knew Schumacher was the greatest pilot of all time. And no film about him yet. Shame on the entire grid. The director likes you, she said. He'll send you a scene. I said, sure. But inside I was thinking, perfect. I will sabotage the whole thing. I'll never send anything back. Finally, a clean exit from acting. A week passed. Curiosity won. I downloaded the scene, read it, and something shifted inside me. I couldn't stop thinking about it. For 2 days straight, it wouldn't leave my mind. So I went to the mirror, looked at myself, really looked. Do I look like him? Is this a real opportunity or just another disappointment dressed as hope? I felt fear. Fear of trying again, fear of believing again, fear of falling back into the same darkness. I compared myself to the other possible actors. One was too short, another too tall. One was delicate, another built like a refrigerator. One was bold, and the last one, a complete smutaniak. Maybe I'm the closest match. I told myself, one last push. Give everything. If it works, good. If not, I walk away forever. I wanted a sign, a small divine miracle.
There's something I want to show you. These are the original 3 photos that Jivko sent me when he auditioned. Can you believe it? And this is what he looks like today. The transformation is unbelievable. And honestly, when I look at this, I genuinely don't know how I saw Michael Schumacher in him back then. But I did! Something in his eyes, something in his energy. And I was right. I still remember the very first thing I said to him that day at the bar. We're going to be spending a lot of time together, so it's necessary that we become friends, like it or not. And we did. We actually became friends. We talk at least twice a week. Even when it's not about work, we meet at least twice a month just to catch up. He became more than the actor playing the Kaiser. He became a part of my life. And through this project, I helped him return into acting. He became someone I can genuinely rely on, even when the conversation isn't about filmmaking, but about life. Friendship aside, we had serious work to do. He wasn't fat, but weighed around 95 kilos, and there was no chance we could fit him into a Formula One car. So he needed to transform quickly, healthily, and completely. I talked about this briefly in episode 2 during the test shoot, but it took 3 women just to get him into the race suit. So we needed help. Professional help. In the next episode, I'll introduce you to his personal trainer, who took on the challenge and turned Jivko from an everyday guy into someone who moves, looks, and feels like a real Formula One driver. This transformation is one of the most impressive parts of the entire project.